Hi, the Islamic Dad here. If you enjoy this channel, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. Today I'm going to do a video on a situation that I ran into, which I'm sure others have, but again, it doesn't seem like there's anything out there, either written as articles or other videos that touch on this subject. So the situation that I found myself in was with my most recently, the covert narcissist ex-girlfriend, as she was going through the criminal justice system. It reached a point where I felt that, I didn't want to lose sight of the goal of what I was doing. I was seeking restitution. I was seeking justice. I was seeking, settlement. I was not looking for punitive justice. If anything, I'm a very strong supporter of restorative justice. And so as time went on, I felt that it had reached a point where additional time being sentenced the way she was not helpful. And so I worked with her probation officer. I was, because of the way the protection order was, I was able to communicate things directly to her, and other things to help move her through the sentence quicker than otherwise she would have. Additionally, there were times when I let her know that, like, one of her, say, favorite bands was going to be at a location, and that she had my assurance that I was not going to be there, so she could watch the band in peace and not be worried about, breaking the terms of the protection order, stuff like that. No big deal. I mean, literally, no real effort on my part. I'm just literally just typing a couple of sentences, firing off some news, but hopefully doing something nice. And again, it's not like I thought that what she did was okay or justified or any of that insanity. Wasn't giving her a free pass. It's just, I don't believe in punitive justice. And so, fast forward, she comes, out of the criminal justice system, and she's angrier and crazier than when she went in. And I couldn't understand what was going on. And there were some additional things that had happened in the interim where I, made a point of communicating some things to the right people to avoid some embarrassing situations on her part. And throughout this, she just kept getting angrier and angrier and angrier, or at least that was the impression that I got. And with the mutual friends, that was kind of the messaging that they were giving me. And so again, I just couldn't understand it. And so I reached out to Kylee Rackam, who is a diagnosed, self-aware narcissist, and actually a covert narcissist, so it fits really well. And I asked her about this. I said, why is my, covert narcissist getting angrier and angrier and angrier the more I show kindness and generosity to her? And, and to Kylee, the answer was obvious. It's because, well, you're, when you do that, you make it more difficult for her to maintain the narrative in her head that you are the villain. And, part of narcissism is black and white thinking. I really don't touch on it that much at all in the channel, but that's something that I'll, definitely acknowledge that I think is true. And so, coming out of the, the breakup and stuff with me, the only way my ex could move on was to say, oh, he's the villain and I'm the victim, I'm the hero, he's the, he's the villain. Just really black and white thinking, and maintain that. And so even like, 18 months later, when I do something, kind or, generous or something like that, it makes her angry because it threatens and contradicts the narrative that she has created and is holding on to, where I'm this evil, horrible bad guy, and she's this innocent victim who never did anything wrong in her entire life. So again, I wanted to make this video because I'm sure that that's something that may have popped up in your experiences with your narcissist. I mean, for me, especially post discard. Again, this is like 18 months after the end of the relationship, and it's popped up like that. And for what it's worth, I've run into this same situation with my ex-wife, the malignant narcissist, where it might be a couple of years later, and I might reach out and say, hey, why don't you do such and such with the kids or something like that. And her reaction is to just immediately just, attack and block. Basically send me a nasty email and then block me, or send me a nasty text and then block me. And again, it's like one of those things, it just made no sense to me. It's just like, okay, yeah, I know we're divorced and all, but I'm literally trying to be the good guy here and make a peace offering. And it seems like the fact that I'm doing that enrages you more. That's the key thing. It enrages you more than if I had just called you every nasty word in the book. And so again, yeah, I don't get it. But apparently, if you threaten the narrative that the narcissist has created about who is the villain, who's the victim, they get extremely upset. I mean, I can only assume, on an existential level. So hopefully this video has been helpful. Thanks.